Hello, my name is Ubaldo Avila. Today with my partners, we will introduce you the three beautiful cities and explain why they are considered the happiness in the world. I start by talking about Wellington. The average wind speed in Wellington is 29 kilometers per hour, hit higher than that of Chicago, which is 18 kilometers per hour. This make in the windiest city in the world. This makes it unique experience and a tourist attractive among its visitors. Why the WETA study the largest in all of Oceania? Because that study produced all the Lord of Rings movies, all the location, all the locations that were seen in the film were recorded in the forest of Wellington. They made you feel that atmosphere and fantasy and magic. Therefore, they start calling in Wellington. One of the priorities of the city will always be culture. In this case, Wellington is no exception. The Papa is the main museum in New Zealand. This museum has the responsibility show of history, culture, and contemporary art of the country. However, it's not the only thing that Wellington offers. The Cuba Dupa Festival is the best known in the country. It is multicultural meeting place during the month of the January. In summary, if you plan to travel, you must think of Wellington, uh, one of the happiest cities in the world that offers you wins, fantasy, magic, and lot of culture. Okay, my partner Johan continue.
Now, today I'm talking about Reykjavik, Iceland. Now, first, the economic factors are important because people seek out a city that provides a good working condition. For example, Iceland economy has grown continuously over the last 10 years, and employment is historical low and wage have an increase of 2.5% annually. Second, good public service are priority for the well-being of citizens because this generates a feeling of being protected and that the government is efficient. For example, Iceland is the third place among the nation with the best educational system. So, third, it's necessary to include the subjective elements in the analysis because how do citizens feel about safety, traffic, and pollution? For example, Reykjavik is considered one of the safest cities in the world, with a crime rate that is below of 0.7%. And now my partner Anais continued.
I talk Brisbane, Australia. In the first place, the quality of life that is reflected in the daily experience that the inhabitants live each day in their city and how they feel at the end of each day. Second, the evaluation of the expected future life as its inhabitants possibility evaluate their respective future lives having an economically stable situation. And finally, the evaluation of current life, such as how the inhabitants evaluate the following factors: having life recent history of war, ongoing armed conflict, civil war, instability, devastating natural disaster, with execution impacts, and their current economic development as a city. Next slide, please. Now, We divide our table in three major points. As we can see, the city of Wellington does not coincide with any of the factors of the other cities. However, the city of Reykjavik and Brisbane do coincide in terms of the safety factor reflected in the current life of its inhabitants. Now, my partner Johan, continue.
Yeah. Okay. Now, finally, these three cities, Reykjavik, Wellington, and Brisbane, are happy cities because they satisfactorily comply with common elements, economy and security, and others that are unique to each city, like culture. It's necessary for the government to carry out culture and security politics because they are impact of well-being even more than the economics. Thanks for listening. A ver, voy a darle esto.
Sí, ya queda.